Good evening, Senator.
Good evening. Well done.
Thank you, Senator. How would you characterize President Biden's response to the attack on the Colonial Pipeline?
Ineffective, weak. The one thing that we haven't seen from Joe Biden is a deterrent approach. Is anybody in Russia afraid of hitting us again? The idea of graduating people to go into cybersecurity is not what I was looking for. I was looking for putting the Kremlin on notice that these people live in your backyard. We're going to hold you accountable for their misadventure. I was looking for upping our game in terms of our laws, making cyber attacks like this cyber terrorism, so that the people who did it could get death penalty or life in jail. Deterring people. I'm looking for Hamas to be deterred. They're not. I'm looking for Mexico and Central America to stop the onslaught on the border. Everything Biden is touching is going to crap. So the bottom line is there's a piling on effect all over the world because President Biden is showing weakness.
And with this projection of weakness, I want to just refer to something that I've been frustrated about for a long time, and that is our electric grid in this country. And the fact that, it's just a balkanized group of electric companies. How vulnerable are we when it comes to the power grid and, the military that's on part of the grid?
Well, look at the pipeline. I mean, my God. I mean, this pipeline is the single pipeline to the East Coast. They were able to knock it out. I'm very worried about the electric grid, our financial service systems, about trains, about chemical companies. You can do only so much prevention. We need to up our game when it comes to prevention. But you have to deter people. They have to be afraid to attack the United States. Is anybody afraid of Joe Biden? Is anybody being deterred by the policies of President Biden? The answer is no. This is a dangerous time in the world right now.
And speaking of it being a dangerous time in the world, I want you to take a listen to this sound from the squad.
This is not about both sides. This is about an imbalance of power.
We need to stop and look at the fact that our own country is enabling it with billions of dollars every year being issued to Israel, even though they are promoting racism and dehumanization.
The pain, trauma, and terror that Palestinians are facing is not just the result of this week's escalation, but the consequence of years of military occupation.
How? Right now, you hear the squad and their reaction, and obviously their favoritism toward Palestine and the Palestine Authority. What is your take on that?
They're siding with a terrorist organization over a democracy. Israel provides more actionable intelligence to the United States to keep us safe than probably any single country in the world. They're a democracy. Hamas is a terrorist organization under our law. The squad is with the terrorist. I am with the democracy called Israel. They do not represent the mainstream of the Democratic Party yet. I've never been more worried about where the Democratic Party is going regarding Israel than I am right now, but this makes my blood boil. How would you like to live in a country where 2,000 rockets come into your country, hoping they'll land on schools? That's what Israel's facing.
Well, and, Israel is facing, as it always has over the years, protecting its nation, its state. And, when President Trump was there were peace deals. I mean, it was a totally different feeling over there and reality, not just a feeling. I mean, what will President Biden do in a scenario like this?
Well, clearly Hamas is not afraid of the Biden administration. Do you think that Hamas would have shot 2,000 rockets on Trump's watch? We had the lowest
not in a million years.
Illegal immigration crossing in 45 years in the last year of President Trump's presidency. He'd secured the border. He got peace deals between the Arabs and the Israelis. And what you see here is a challenge to Biden on multiple fronts. And I miss President Trump. I tell you this right now, a strong president makes the world much safer. A weak, ineffective, naive president makes the world a much danger. And here's the problem with Biden. It's hard to fix a problem if you don't know what the problem is.
Well, yeah, and later in the show, we're going to talk about his inability to make decisions. But Senator Lindsey Graham, it's always great to have you on the show. Thanks so much for joining us.